Hello, I'm in D-War. This is Kerbal Space Program, and this is the rocket I ended up building. It should actually get me to the moon and back, assuming I can keep it stable during flight. We all know that's not going to happen. Got some fins to help it fly when in the atmosphere. Hopefully these will get me into orbit. I've got them set up so two will fire, then the other two will fire, and then I can decouple them and decouple them, and then that rocket will kick in on the last space. I'm going to set throttle to the max, and hopefully these will get me up to my golden margin. Let's launch. That was scary as sin. Thrust to weight on these first two rockets is kind of low, like ridiculously low. About 1.14. However, once they burn out, I'm going to have two more rockets kick in, which will easily get me up to the 300 meters. I mean, these are doing a grand job. Slow takeoff, low and steady. A bit slower than I'd like, but I can't control the throttle on these. But once they're burnt, they're gone. So, approaching the next stage. There we go. Can decouple them once. Keep flying straight. But these are easily going to get me up to the 300 meters per second, even higher. Yeah, that's... I may want to adjust that so it's 3 then 1. However, I'll probably start breaking some kind of height restriction. It's in the 20,000. Just try and tilt it over to the 45-degree angle. Because we are only aiming for... We are only aiming for orbit around this planet, not... There you can go. Let's get that next engine. Keep. Get down to that 45-degree angle. I am literally... I bring up this one. Nope. It's not having any of it. Maybe if I thrust. Although I'm in orbit now, and I've got a massive apiapsis of 4 minutes. I need to get this to the horizontal now. Forget about the 45 degrees. This engine is going to get me to orbit probably. Right. Stop that. Try and get a rotation. Come on, get back up there. I think it's because the gimbal engine switched off. I'm having to fight it so badly. Turn the gimbal engine back on. Lower the throttle. A little bit more control. There we go. So this second stage is actually going to be my orbit centralizer. I wasn't quite expecting. Turn that on max. I mean, I'm well above 200,000. The radar, I don't even know where the optimized pattern's going to be. You can see the SES trying to kick in using the flaps. So obviously I've got my nose down. I'm trying to pull the nose up. All I'm doing is turning my heading. Right. Separate that. There we go, a bit more maneuverability. Still got quite a bit further to go. I'll go up here. That radar scan. But ideal about 200. But hopefully I've got enough fuel to keep this in. What we can do is go here. Communications thing. Yep. We can extend that. Extend that. Locked still. Maybe that will only extend when I start transmitting data. Can't really see that map. The big map. Takes a little longer to refresh, but I'm not going to make it into orbit. There we go. We actually have a little bit data now. My map. I am going to make it into orbit, but only just. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to pull this back down, let alone change its heading. I wanted more of a what's it called? Polar orbit. There we go. There's orbit. Thank you, camera. Engine off. Now, I need to fix this orbit. Why are all these on? Oh, because I clicked up there, look. Do one. So we're on ideal. Around about 200 meters up. 200 kilometers up. The apoapsis is way too high. I don't have that much fuel to fix these. However, we do have some kind of a wavy orbit, so we're going to scan all of this data later. There we go. Got myself a little orbit in. Yeah, that's going to crash back into... Not like it's going to go anywhere. I mean, the orbiter's in orbit, and this is definitely falling, so it'll clear out the air. A little satellite. There's target meant to switch to. Got 25 minutes way to the apoapsis. I don't... Oops, did I turn that? Yeah. So, the apoapsis the big one which I need to fix. Do I want to warp there? Don't. I want to. I picked the wrong side of the orbit, haven't I? Warp here. And then I've just realised I don't. I need to be at the periapsis to shrink my apoapsis. So, warp here. Now that I've done all that warping, also load up the big map. So time to periapsis, about 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, but it should still minute to spare. I close that again and why isn't that updated? What map? So the small map's updated, but the big one's not updating. Close that. Open this up. And we need to aim for retro. Down the periapsis. "20 seconds left. Isn't it fine?" There we go. Yep, we're pretty much in a circular orbit now. Got a little satellite in a circular orbit. I can always bring it down when I need to. How cool is that? So, big map. Why isn't this updated? In the orbits. Ah, there we go. Got an update going. Look at that. This is Kerbal. And sooner or later this entire map will be nice and full of data. Help us navigate the plane. Not exactly the most polar orbit I wanted, but I don't think I quite got the fuel to set that up. How much fuel do I have remaining? Barely any fuel. So, there's satellite. Not quite to the moon, but quite close. Go to the space sensor. And yeah, that still looks like it's logging. I'll have to come back later and check on that from time to time. Where's my satellite? Radar orbiter. And now, if I get any take signs from, I can transmit that back down here. Visual. I mean, I've got 4 years to complete it, but it expires in days. And the completion's kind of cool. Oh, we've got to take an EBA report on the surface. So we've got to land at each place. Go to active. Fly by the moon. Moon's the one that we're aiming for here. So, load up. Radar orbiter. This goes into orbit. Didn't quite save it once I made the few amendments. I stuck the round things on top and stuff like that. However, we want to delete that. Back to the command pod. Attach that. Now this goes into orbit quite nicely. Let's stick a parachute there. Didn't spin out for once. Ah, where's the parachute? So that was kind of cool. However, it was relatively unstable and it didn't quite get us going there fast. 1.13 is just not fast enough. What I'm going to do is we're going to have to fire all the rockets at the same time. 2.27. Of course, we're going to need to pull them all a little bit backwards to what I was going to do. That should give us enough thrust to get there, I'm hoping. And we'll just decouple all at the same time. We're going to borrow them. And back. Go. Not quite sure why I attached that to that one. Good. Get in. Oh, because it interferes with the fins. Back there. Opposite the decouplers, where the strongest point of the ship is. Now the big problem is that these do damage stuff over time. Won't be needing that. Won't be needing radar. We will be needing legs. This is why I'm building the ship from scratch again, because let's try to hold down shift. Try and get these legs on. I'm going to want 4 of them. Keep trying to go into the middle of that service. There we go. So, we should hit, mind you, last time we did hit a bit of a heat problem, didn't we? I don't really want to reload this again. Definitely not while I'm recording any. But I think I should, because we're going to hit heat problems, so I'm going to need these engines. That's the whole point of me. In fact, nah. Just gonna kind of start again, as it were. Load up. Don't save that. We will. I am just gonna reload the. Make sure. Yeah, that's fine. Stick some fins on. To help it navigate, and stick on these. Save this to them. This one worked quite nice. Save that. I'm gonna load up the signs. I don't even remember what the science node. And the science node was literally supposed to be that bit there. Save the science nodes. Pretty sure that's all it was ever supposed to be. That seems to lock that in. Oops, that's supposed to be only in here. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So, got our science note. Slightly off sensor. You know what? Let's just start again. We'll even make a new science. Ability. Onto parachute. Onto science. Yep. Service bit. Open up. I'm gonna stick in batteries right in the middle. Go back to science. Get my thermometer. That needs to be off. Don't need that. Have 2 thermometers in there because you never know. Stick that up there. There we go. Now I don't think this is going to, even if it does get into orbit around the moon, I don't want to leave Jebediah up there. Okay, it'd starve to death. That's pretty much set. The science node's done. Save that there. Or this. Moon bust. Because we wanted to get to the moon. Now I can use our science node if I need. However, I did forget something on the side. A bit stupid. Aerodynamic shield. Lovely. Now the science node is done, but I'm not reloading because I've wasted enough of your guys' time. Here to see me crash and fit. Don't tell me yet. We all know what I'm gonna do. So we want a fuel tank. We want a big fuel tank because we're going to the moon. Terrier. Then we want to decouple. Next stack. And then we're going to go back to the Rocco Max. Because we fuel tanks and we want these. And what I really should do is just have a little bit. Nice big chunky tanks. Fed up with using the solid boosters. That's the problem. I've got bored of them now. So 24.7 meters. We've still got plenty of fuel tanks we can keep throwing. Yeah. We could probably do this in 2 stages, actually. So, how many fuel tanks have I got so far? That's quite a few. 1, 4, 5. I do it. Stages. It's an engine. Yep. Poodle. Rocco Max decoupler. And then how much space we got left? 6 meters. The skipper. Nowhere near the thrust ratio we need to get off. However, this is all liquid fuel now. Nowhere near. Just not going off the ground with this skipper. Over with all them booster engine. With them hammers we only just kind of make it, and that's a lot of hammers. Huh? Back to here. Save and continue. We must be missing some kind of Rocco Max brand solid booster to just give us that initial boost. Skip to the... Okay, that's close enough. So, Probably under here. Spark, liquid fuel engine. And liquid fuel engine and a fuel tank. Liquid fuel. Twin ball liquid fuel engine. Need some kind of solid fuel engine. Give us that boost. Fast landing. I'm so happy I've got that into orbit. Propulsion system. Fuel tanks. I don't really see any more solid fuel. Just more fuel tanks. Pop back in here. Obviously at this point then, we're kind of expected to get a Rockomax into space just off this. But I just can't see how it's possible. Maybe it's just me. Can do is delete that. And delete one of them. Stick that one on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate this skipper a couple of times. Decouple it. We'll go with how much? Yeah, got plenty of work. Go with 3 to begin with, and we'll go back to the fuel tanks. Go there, and what I'll do is I'll move radial decouple up, and there, and where's them skippers? So they'll fire first, which still doesn't give me enough ratio. Now I do, but it's low, so I need to boost that. They can all decouple at the same time, and that engine can fire. That can decouple, and that engine can fire. That can decouple, and that, yeah. Also, we're well over the mass. We're well over the mass. I attach that one there. 1.8. Wow, so less fuel. Yeah, well into the mass there. Less fuel. That thrust weight definitely gets us up into space a bit faster. Of course, we can just drop them engine. Literally, but yeah, that does not cover that. These things are going to get battered by the wind. I'm wondering actually if we move them, stick in this fuel tank, then I can stick these on top of there. The engine. Alliance. 1.43. Not so much of a boost. Definitely helps. How's the weight? But we can fit so many more of them on. Leave that to here. Put them up there. 1.97. Still well within the weight. And what I can do is external fuel duct. There. To there. That work? Doesn't seem to. No, that doesn't seem like to connect. Maybe it's because it's the wrong brand. Try again a bit. Ah, so that does connect. There we go. 1.96 thrust. That should get me into space. But it's not going to get me to the moon. This bit here lets me down. What's the burn time? I want got like 3 minutes on them engine. But that's going to get me into space. This poodle lets me down. That's gimbaled into it's just not as good as this one. There we go, that should get me to the moon. That should get me to the moon. I hope. Now, last thing I need is a bit of aerodynamics. This is looking a bit like a beast. Try and save that middle bit, I think. Utility. Just go with it. You're gonna force us to have that many on. No, I suppose. Yeah, that decouples via that. They're all connected via fuel. I actually don't need them decouplers, do I? Actually, no, I do want them decouplers once these are empty of fuel. Once they're empty, I want to decouple them first. I want to go in there. The fire, and once it's empty of fuel, fire the next one. Sorry, the other one would have fired already. I'm bringing that down just a scoot. Computer doesn't quite like that. So. Up on hopefully that will... You know what? I can just go in the... And you, according to this, I've only got like 2 flights left. I need to try and save as much as possible. Going down to 2 see works, but going to 3 doesn't like. Yeah, as long as I don't interfere with these, that works. We'll try and save this main boost stage here. I don't think I'm that fussed about the decoupling. Yeah, I think I am. So, this hopefully get me to the moon and back. However, I've gone over time. So, we'll call it quits there. Thank you for watching. I've been ND War. Bonobo.